Hey, what's up, guys? So, name change for the channel. We will now be known as Perry Much So. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. So, I recently got to have a conversation with Jeff, or CNY Hooptalk. He's covering local hoops in Central New York, interviewing players, streaming the games. And when I saw what he was doing, I just knew I had to interview him and get the word out there. And being a hoops head myself, I definitely wanted to have a conversation with him. Make sure you check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/cny.hooptalk. And also, his YouTube is called CNY Hooptalk TV. I've only followed your page for like a little while. But I looked back as to like when you started. It looked like 2018 you started doing this, or like
Yeah, the season of the 2017-2018 season, but really the 2018 season. I did it after our Nottingham girls went out in sectionals in the first round, and then I started it up during sectionals.
what made you want to do all this? Like, obviously, you don't have any kids in the program. Like,
Just coming up, and I'm from Auburn. I've been in Auburn my whole life. Like I didn't really have that exposure because I graduated in 2007. I didn't really have the internet back then, but like coming from a small town and trying to get college coaches to recruit was a big issue back in the day. I know that. And then actually I did it there's a lot of schools up north that are in Section 3 that nobody has a clue about. That's kind of one of the main reasons I did it also. And then just to get the kids that don't really have the means, say they don't have a cell phone, they don't have access to the internet unless they're at school, just getting those kids like their highlight tapes and their stats all out there to college coaches and prep schools.
so who's your NBA team? Like, what players do you like? Like, what do you think of the game?
Durant diehard.
Durant diehard, bro.
Yeah.
I met a lot of those OCC, and I have a lot of thoughts on that. But like, when he did the whole burner thing on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, everybody talks junk about that too.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of KD fans, I expected them to be like, man, like, screw this. Like,
I don't know if there's ever.
I'm not supporting him, but mad of just doubled down, and they're like, nah, like he's just real. Like he doesn't like criticism. Like y'all don't get it.
I don't know if there was ever some hardcore proof for that though.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. It was never even like solidified, and KD denied it.
I looked it up. Plus, he's just a guy. He's not going to He's not going to bullshit anybody around, which is probably why everybody thought it was true. I'm kind of a player. I'm a player guy. Like I was a Brady fan forever. Really, Cuse is really my only true fanhood team.
That's what I was going to say, is that I feel like everyone's shifting towards like they don't even like teams anymore. Like they have like a player they follow, and like that's how they like the game.
It was Brady, but Brady went to the Bucks, and of course, we should have won the Super Bowl. So I'm tired of hearing about the bandwagon. So I always got to explain I'm just a fan. But I just made a post the other day that I'm going with the Ravens. The Ravens gonna be my new team.
Yo, Lamar Jackson's nice.
He needs a receiver though, not just a tight end.
He does. I'm a Giants fan, so something a hot take that I've been firing off lately. People are always like, Brady, 7 championships, no one else has done it, blah blah. But then, you know, you bring up Eli, and they're like, oh, Eli's trash. He's not even like top 25 QBs all time. But Eli's got 2 chips, and that's more than like 90% of the Hall of Fame QBs. So if you're going to value Brady's 7 chips, you got to value Eli's 2.
Eli should be, I mean, he might be a Hall of Famer. He probably will be.
I think he'll sneak in.
Yeah.
Like
just for beating Brady twice. Plus, he's got some records too.
He played for so long, like he's got a lot of passing records, stuff like that. But like everyone knows Peyton's better, you know.
Yeah, that's another problem. He was just always in his brother's shadow too. But I mean, what's Peyton got? 3 or 4? He got 4 Super Bowls or 3?
Indianapolis. He only got 1 in Denver, I thought.
So he's only got 2 then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So his brother, he's tied with his brother. His brother has way more records than him.
I feel like Brady, and you can disprove this, I feel like, you know, he's not that good of like a thrower. Like he does a lot, like he's good at reading, you know what I mean? But like as far as like a 60-yard bomb, like he's not going to fire those. Like he's he's smart. That's Brady's best tool.
Yeah. Metaphorically, he's going to break you down, not athletically too. Like he's like a Joe Girard of football. If he's in the system, he's good. But obviously, he just proved that he didn't need Belichick.
Well,
he probably throws about 5 or 6.
All he needs is protection. All Tom needs is time.
That's it. No one. There's never going to be another one, and unless Trevor Lawrence from Clemson comes in and does that. But
You don't like Mahomes?
I mean, yeah, he's a once in a lifetime too. But think about him and all the Chiefs weapons that he's got. Put him on the Giants. What's he going to do?
Yeah, no, good point. Good point.
Yeah, I mean, plus that defense that the Bucs just ran in that Super Bowl, the whole NFL is going to catch on to that now. So the Chiefs are going to have to switch a lot of things up.
Well, I mean, the Chiefs' O-line was completely depleted in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they had two guys. They did have two starters out too. I forgot about that. But the two safeties back 30 yards, people are going to start using that to stop Tyreek Hill.
It's a copycat league. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're gonna.
That's the thing. Like
those defensive coordinators.
Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes came out, and everyone's like, "Oh, no one's ever going to be able to stop this. The NFL's done for the." It's like, no, like this is how the NFL works. People come up with a new offensive scheme. The defense realizes how to stop it, and then everyone goes back to the drawing board, right?
Yep. They stopped Mike Vick after his good 3-year run he had.
Exactly.
But I think how Justin Fields coming in, Trevor Lawrence. There's another group of quarterbacks coming in, but we'll see how good they are. The kid from BYU too. I can't remember his name.
I know who you're talking about. But I can't think of his name.
They're big. Yeah, they're big on him too.
So, Jeff, compared to the 90s and the 80s, is the NBA soft?
Hell yeah. That's why I argue with people every day about what Jordan would do nowadays. But I mean, obviously,
go ahead.
More physical back in the day, but more skill nowadays.
Well, you can't hand check.
I read the other day. Yeah. Jordan would literally score 50, 60 points and 25
Jordan,
of them.
You couldn't even guard Jordan if you can't hand check. Like,
yeah. And then
what?
Everyone's a shooter now. The centers aren't the same of what they do. Like the big Luka Garza kid from
Iowa.
Where's he at? Iowa. Just imagine if he was back. He'd be a number one draft pick in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little baby Blake
Kevin
Griffin.
Love.
I mean, not a Brooke Lopez, a little baby Brooke Lopez. He would be.
Yeah.
But he's just not. They're not. Centers are 3-point shooters now.
I mean, Joel Embiid is actually doing really well this year. He's like the closest thing.
Yeah, he stepped up.
I don't want to say closest thing to a traditional center because he's really not.
Nah, he'll step out and shoot a three. The Sixers are missing like a 2 or 3. Tobias Harris is okay, but he's not like all-star every year level.
I think Doc Rivers just like knows how to bring out the best in Tobias. Like he's had his 2 best seasons on the Clippers with Doc, and now with the Sixers with Doc. So
they need like a true 2 or 3 that they can get 20 points out every game, and then they would go to the Eastern Conference
Bradley Beal
every year. I don't think he just keeps preaching that he's loyal and he's not going to leave, but we'll see why All-Star. There'll be some trades at All-Star break. The Lakers just got Quinn Cook too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I bet the Lakers are going to go pick up DeMarcus Cousins now too after they cut Quinn Cook.
They definitely should.
Because the Rockets. So. I just got the notification. I hope he goes to the Nets. I want DeMarcus Cousins to go to the Nets.
The Nets need a center so bad, man.
I know. They need a big man that can be a true center and let DeAndre play the 4.
Do you know the app called Locker Room?
I think I've heard of it.
It's like you just go on there and you can like talk sports with people, like they start chat rooms and stuff like that. This kid, he was like, the Nets can run KD at center when they play the Lakers in the finals, and I'm just like, KD versus AD, like.
I think that AD injury is worse than they're talking about too.
Yeah.
They know not to send him back because he'll tear it like Durant did when he came back. Because he could barely walk
playoffs.
After he did it. He could barely walk after he did it.
That's a tough injury, man.
Yeah, which is making me think about a little partial tear or something like that. If he's out for 6 weeks.
You know, my dad brought up the other day was Steph Curry. Like, can you imagine Steph Curry in the 90s, like hitting a 3 and like Will Lambier's face and then shimmying and like just creating like a bench clearing brawl, like
Gary Payton or one of them would have choked him out at
Vernon Maxwell.
Yep. Charles Oakley. But yeah, the game has changed. I like watching old videos, but I mean, dudes back then weren't athletically skilled now, but it was definitely more physical back in the day.
That's what my dad says about all the sports. He's like, when we played, we looked like a bunch of freaking like children. Like the kids these days are all
Can't stand it.
athletic.
Yeah, I can't stand the targeting in football either for college or NFL. It's so dumb. I mean, I can see the helmet to helmet
Watching for a few years.
Yeah, I can see the helmet to helmet, but not the freaking kicking a kid out that's a senior and is trying to go to the NFL and they just disqualify him.
It's messed up.